Just to introduce myself for those who haven't met me, um, my name is Ali Akbarali. I'm a lecturer at De Montfort University, but I'm here today speaking as myself. I am also a genocide student, so I'm doing my genocide study at the moment, and I'm using this opportunity. So I'm hitting two birds with one stone at the moment. It's a little bit selfish on my part to do this here, but the first intention is that you have this knowledge. And what you're doing here is to, at the end of it, to prevent a genocide. We know what is happening, and I'm here to tell you what a genocide is, and what it is all about, and how it is classified, and what the process of a genocide is. And we need to basically understand and know what we are really talking about. Yeah? In 1944, there was a Polish lawyer who coined the word genocide. So that happened in 1940. That word was invented, let's say, in 1944. Before 1944, we never spoke of the specific word genocide. Crimes have happened before. Crimes have happened in the past 400, 500, 600 years. Crime is still happening now, and crime is still have happened in between. So, but the word genocide was first used and coined in 1944 by a Polish lawyer. And what the word exactly means, I'm not going to talk about the definition right now, but about the word itself. The words come from two separate words. One is geno or genome, genome, which is Latin, geno, and then cidus, C-I-D-E, cide in Latin. Basically, geno means people, and cide means killing. So basically, the word itself is defined as killing of people. That's what genocide is. So that happened in 1944, and that came from the backdrop of what was happening in Germany itself. But in 1948, this is when it changed. So 1948 is when the word genocide was accepted as a legal term at the UN General Assembly of 1948, and then it was ratified and it went into the Genocide Convention. But what does it mean? So we know where it came from, what the word means, but what does genocide mean itself? So again, word for word, the Genocide Convention of the Rome Statute defined genocide as any of the following acts. So one is the act committed with an intent to destroy. So the intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethical, racial or religious group. So that's the first definition of what genocide is having the intention to destroy, kill, maim, hurt a group or the whole of a group. And I will tell you in a little bit how the process happens itself. Now, we know what the word is, we know what it means. So how does it happen? So there are 10 stages or 10 processes or 10 specific things that countries and group of people do to enact a genocide. And that has happened when this gentleman, have I written his name? But the person who, Gregory Stanton, I think this is a name that I mentioned earlier. So Gregory Stanton described the 10 stages of genocide. So how does it start? So number one, we've already said it. This is classification. We classify the people, we create the other, we don't see them as ourselves. We've done it everywhere. They are all the same. We've gone to Australia. What did we do to the Aborigines? And then the second stage is, yeah? So the first process is we classify them as the other, and then we attack their symbols. And it happens not far away in Bosnia. In Bosnia, for example, the non-Serbs had to wear white armbands, and sometimes they were told to hang bed sheets outside of their houses. And then you have the discrimination. Discrimination can represent itself in terms of laws, customs, politics, and denial of
civil rights.
The fourth stage, the fourth step, they start dehumanizing people. How do they do that? We are seeing it, how they do that. What are they calling the people in Gaza at the moment? Human animals. Yeah? What word did they call the Jews in the 1940s? Cockroaches and all that. They call the Aboriginals in Australia animals. Number 5, it's the organization and the planning. Number 6, polarization. We make you fixated onto one thing. Number 7 is preparation. So preparation is very, very, very important. And how do they do that? By changing the words. So ethnic cleansing becomes evacuation. And killing of innocent people becomes self-defense. And so they feed that in the media and in people's mind. The next stage is persecution. So
Persecution basically is when the victims are identified. They are separated from the rest of the population. As we have seen in the Bosnian Genocide, we see men on trucks, men separated from women and children as well. They are blindfolded, and then unfortunately, this is when the killings normally started, which leads us to the next stage, which is extermination.
and the 9th stage is extermination.
And finally, the last stage of a genocide is denial. It is when the perpetrators or later generation deny the existence of any crime. Sometimes they blame the victim, and sometimes they will try to hide evidence, like, for example, mass graves. Let's never forget the Bosnian Genocide and all the genocides that happen in the world. Thank you for listening.